Good morning, Sidewinders. I'm going to ask for your full attention for this important and special announcement about school safety. Teachers, please help us see that students' desks are cleared so that we have all eyes and ears on the screen for this announcement. Ms. Knabely and I are here this morning to share important and new information with you about our upcoming lockdown drill. Traditionally, when we've practiced lockdown procedures, teachers have locked the doors, covered the windows if there are any, and in most cases, lights have been turned off and students hunker down away from the door in the corner. Recent incidents have brought to light the fact that this way of conducting lockdowns is not the best, and that schools should really have a number of options when there's a threat to campus security. For example, a teacher may decide that the safest option is to leave the classroom and to leave campus altogether, to run. Also, if the classroom is our best option to stay in, we don't have to be passive. Teachers may make the decision to secure or barricade the door in ways that we've not done in past lockdowns. Having a range of options when facing a challenging situation makes us better prepared to respond and provide for everyone's safety. For these reasons, we are going to do things differently when lockdowns are called for or when we hold a drill.
As school leaders, we have recently received training on a new procedure that is designed to keep students and staff safe during emergencies. Our new procedures ask teachers and adults on campus to make decisions as to what they should do based on the circumstance and information available. When an announcement is made that our school is in lockdown, you will hear specific details as to what is occurring on campus, as well as where this is occurring. In some instances, teachers may determine that the classroom needs to be more secure than using the door lock alone. In these situations, teachers may ask students to assist them with moving furniture or using items in the classroom to create a barricade. After these announcements this morning, we are asking teachers to take a few minutes to discuss with you some options you might have to make the classroom you are in safer in the event of an emergency. Another option to securing the classroom is that teachers will decide if it's safe for students to travel to our rally point, which is the location off campus that we have predetermined. We have a rally point in mind for our lockdown drill with the goal of all students and staff successfully making it to this point. In a real emergency situation or in future practice lockdowns, this rally point location may change.
In the last few weeks, all DSMS teachers and all DSMS staff have been trained in these new procedures. The next step is to practice these with the whole campus in our lockdown drill. This drill will happen next week. Your role as students in an emergency situation will be the same, and that is to listen to your teacher, to follow directions as you would in a real lockdown scenario. Because the game plan is changing from previous exercises, it's going to be very important that all students pay attention to the directions of your teacher. Listen to the directions as they are being given and remain calm and as quiet as possible so that we can get everyone to our rally point. Keep in mind that depending on the circumstances, you might not be with your regular teacher. In this case, you will follow the direction of any DSMS teacher or staff that happens to be in front of you.
Once at the rally point, students should line up with the teacher and classroom of students they just left in alphabetical order. Students should be facing forward, listening, so that any directions given by administrators, teachers, or other adults may be followed at that time. We need everyone to take this seriously so that we can determine what works best and what we need to do differently next time.
I want our students and our families to know that I am very happy that we've explored different and more options to provide for the safety of everyone in our community with these new procedures. Of course, these options will only be successful if we practice them well and if we have everyone on the same page. As your teachers begin to discuss this in your classrooms, please listen well. When it comes to lockdown evacuations, let's be focused and practice as though it were an authentic situation. We also want you to ask your questions. These are good questions. Good time to ask questions would be before or after the exercise. Remember that during the lockdown is not the time to ask questions. That is the time when you are focused and following the directions of your teachers.
So again, just to reiterate, we appreciate your willingness to take this practice lockdown seriously and to listen to your teachers throughout the whole process. Our expectation is that as we remain calm and quiet, additional information will be provided, that everyone will be able to hear the instructions and follow them. We will be monitoring students at the rally point to make sure that we are meeting these expectations. Finally, we understand that some of you may be unsettled with thoughts that might come to mind in an evacuation situation. This is true for teachers too. If you are concerned about participating during this practice procedure, please see a member of our wellness team. The members include Ms. Bauer, your school counselors, Mrs. Chin, Mrs. Cooper, and Mrs. Kursitz, as well as the administrative team, Mrs. Bell, Mr. Hummert, and myself. We are available to answer questions or to talk to you at any time.
Our lockdown drill will take place on Wednesday of next week. This gives you a few days to think about this, and you know that you will see us in the courtyard each day at lunchtime. Please come and talk to us about any questions that you have, and thank you for listening so well to this important message.